Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode of 360 Crick House. Once again, I welcome Siddharth Suresh and Gautam Satish into the show. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Hello everybody.
In today's episode, they will be doing the SWOT analysis of the squads of the Mumbai Indians and the Chennai Super Kings. Starting with, we have the squad of the Mumbai Indians. Gautam, your take on the squad?
Yeah, well, the five-time champions, the Mumbai Indians, I can go on speaking of their strengths. I think if you look at their squad, from number 1 to number 11, all are match winners, capable of winning the matches on their own, be it their batting or bowling. It's top quality. And the biggest strength for me is the Indian core that they have is the strongest among all the 8 teams. The Indian core that they have, be it the batsmen or the bowlers, the Indian core is of top quality, and that makes them the strongest core because 7 out of your 11 have to be Indians, and they have the strongest Indian core. And bowling, Bumrah and Bolt, again one of the most deadly fast bowling combos that you can get to see. So that's the second strength for me. There are many more, but because of time restrictions, I'm just speaking these two. Weakness, hard to find any, but I have to speak something. So I think if you look at their fast bowling or the batting and the spin, I think the spin is something that slightly lags behind the batting and the bowling. They are good spinners, Krunal and Rahul Chahar, but slightly lags behind their batting and bowling. We saw Krunal Pandya quite rusty with the ball in the recent series. So maybe if they play on pitches which don't assist the spinners much, I think their batting, the opposite team will try to attack their spinners. I think that's one area that they can attack. So I would say that is their weakness, but not much. Speaking of opportunities, I think great opportunity for Sky and Ishan Kishan. We also what they did in the recent series. So great opportunity for them both to again make an impact. Speaking of threats, I would say Mumbai's threat is Rajasthan Royals. I think if you look at their head-to-head in the last 3 seasons, it's 5-1. Rajasthan have won 5 out of their last 6 games against Mumbai. So I see Rajasthan Royals as the only threat to the Mumbai Indians.
Thanks a lot, Gautam.
Yeah.
Siddharth, your take on this dangerous squad?
Again, you look at Mumbai. They're champions. They keep winning, and they are 5 now, looking for a 6th. It's a champion side. I think most importantly, the reason behind their success is the way they pick out young talents and transform them. Be it Ishan Kishan, Bumrah, Suryakumar Yadav, all of them have done well after going to Mumbai. So I think that is very important when you're able to utilize youngsters to their full potential, and that's why they have 5 cups. Talking about the strengths, for me, regardless of everything, it's probably how deep they bat. Even after the fall of 4 wickets, you have the Pandya brothers and Pollard still to face. So I think that in itself is a huge strength because they can bat deep, and they can start scoring a lot of runs towards the end of the innings. Weaknesses, I scratched my head again and again, and I couldn't even find one. So I'm just going to leave that blank. Opportunities, I think Ishan Kishan, as Gautam said, and it will also be interesting. It is not very likely, but it will be interesting to see if Tendulkar Jr. Steps out on the pitch to play for Mumbai Indians. It'll be wonderful to see if Arjun Tendulkar gets a chance. Threats for me, I think only one, and that is the way they usually start their seasons. Last year they didn't really do that, but if they start the seasons the way they usually do, it can be a threat. But other than that, I think it's one of the best teams in IPL.
Thanks a lot, Siddharth. Next, we have the squad of the Chennai Super Kings. Siddharth, your take on the squad?
Yeah, again, talking about Chennai, last year was a surprise. They didn't end up in the playoffs. It was disappointing, but towards the end they started picking up. And sometimes it happens. Especially with the whole bio bubble thing and few players missing out. It was a bad season for Chennai. But this year, I think they should have their hopes up. They've gotten a few players. Suresh Raina will be back, which is very good news for all CSK fans. Talking about strength, for me, it's the man himself, Dhoni. I think he controls everything. From behind the stumps and with the bat. He's such a vital player. And if this year he can produce a performance with the bat the way he did in 2018 for Chennai, I think their middle order woes will be sorted there itself. And hopefully he can also work out on some new strategies and bring out this team onto the field and get them into the playoffs. So that is a strength for me. Weakness for me is the batting. It still is not completely what would I say, consistent. It's an aging order as well. It's an aging batting order, and Suresh Raina hasn't played cricket in a long time, so it'll be interesting to see how he fits in the middle order. Plus the lack of quality foreign pacers. They do have a couple of Indian pacers, but the pace department overall is not very impressive. Opportunities for me, I think Ruturaj Gaikwad. He showed us his real class towards the end of the last season. He played some beautiful shots, and this season I think it's go for it season for him, and hopefully he can find his best form. Threats again, as I said, it's an aging squad. They can be prone to injuries, so that's the only threat I see.
Thanks a lot, Siddharth. Gautam, your take on this squad?
Yeah, well, the Yellow Army had a forgettable season last time around, but this time around they'll be quite keen to do well and play some nice cricket for their fans. So speaking of their strengths, I think their biggest strength is their captain himself, Mr. Cool, the most successful captain, one of the most successful captain in this league. So he is their biggest strength, and I think the Chennai Super Kings squad. I think the depth that they have is quite phenomenal. If you look at their squad, they have a great amount of depth. But the thing is, that you can play only 11. So that is the problem. But the depth, there's variety and depth in the Chennai Super Kings squad. So you can form 100 playing 11. There's so many probabilities, but the only thing is you can play only 11. So the depth that they have is quite good. So I would see that as a strength. And speaking of weakness, there are a whole lot of players who haven't played competitive cricket for quite some time. So it might be quite obvious that they will take some time to get used to the level of competitive cricket. So I think that I see that as a major weakness, and also they lack a quality foreign seamer. I think Hazelwood has pulled out, and they haven't made an official replacement. So that is going to be their second weakness for me. Speaking of opportunities, yeah, there are quite a few youngsters who can make use of this opportunity. Rituraj Gaikwad, Jagadishan, quite a few. I think they can make use of this opportunity. And somebody like Cheteshwar Pujara, if given a chance, can show what he can do in the T20 format. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Speaking of threat, I think if you look at their schedule, the most of the games that they're playing on is, you can call, batsman friendly pitches like Bangalore and Kolkata. And Chennai Super Kings are historically known to do well in pitches that assist the spinners. Last time around they played on pitches which assisted their fast bowling, and we saw they struggled. So I think once the pitches start getting slower and start spinning, that is when Chennai really becomes a force to reckon with. But if it's a batting friendly wicket or a wicket which assists the fast bowlers, they tend to struggle, and that is a major threat for me this time around.
Thanks a lot, Gautam. Your rating for the two squads?
Mumbai 9.5 and CSK 7.5.
Okay, thank you, Gautam. Siddharth, your rating for the two squads?
I'm going to give CSK a 7.5 and Mumbai a 10.
Thank you, Siddharth. Which are the four teams you predict will qualify for the playoffs?
Well, this will sound funny. I just gave Mumbai a 10, but I'm going to leave them out of the playoff race this time. I'm going to choose Chennai, KKR, SRH, and Punjab.
Thank you, Siddharth. Gautam, your prediction for the playoffs?
For me, it's going to be somewhat similar to the last season. Mumbai, Delhi, RCB, and Punjab Kings.
Thank you, Gautam. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, Gautam and Siddharth. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Thank you, guys. In today's time, we'll be ready with our views on the first game. So stay tuned.
Yeah, guys, cheers. Please be active on the comment section. Comment your favorite team, the probable playing 11 of your favorite team, and keep supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you.